Dave, what made the most sense to you about constructing this particular roster for the World Series?
Um, I just felt that, we talked through it, just giving us matchup advantage, considering, going through taking 7 games to get through a series in the CS and only a day off. So to have an extra arm made sense. Like the guys that are platoon neutral as far as position players for us on the position player side. So just kind of like the players, certainly.
You're right, left, all the way down 1 through 9. When you look at your lineup, do you kind of scratch your head about how many different guys have contributed, but also how lucky you feel perhaps to have that much talent in this lineup?
Yeah, certainly. They've played really well, and to have the balance in the lineup, and then you have, specifically tonight, you have 2 lefties on the bench, 2 righties. Those guys over there, they play a lot of matchups. So to kind of play the matchup game with them and counter certainly is beneficial, and you can see that by their position player depth as far as their roster construction. But certainly having the guys that we have that hit left and right, it's pretty nice.
I know that this is a team that's very player policed, but do you have a conversation with them prior to them taking the field?
No, it's still postseason baseball. And I think that we're prepared. We're ready for this moment, and we're going to do whatever we can to win game 1.
Thank you.
Next question is from Pete Abraham. Go ahead.
Dave, you only played, I think, 5% of your career for the Red Sox, but it feels like a lot more. Does it feel that way to you?
Yeah, it does. It does. There's very few situations in life that, everything that you sort of equate to a certain moment in time or a team or an organization or anything, that it's all positive. And it kind of takes over a lot of your memory space. So yeah, my time with the Red Sox was unbelievable. I still have very close friends there. So it certainly does feel like a bigger part of my career.
How many times over the course of a year does a Red Sox fan come up to you and, want an autograph or want a picture or whatever?
All the time. And, it's just the biggest compliment that I could get from Red Sox Nation.
Next question is from Jorge Castillo. Go ahead.
Dave, you mentioned yesterday that Cody was feeling good. Have you talked to him today? How did he look yesterday, if he took any swings and all that?
Yeah, yesterday he was just kind of came in for treatment, was a little bit sore, felt better than he thought he would. And today, obviously, he's in there. He'll have it taped up. There might be a brace, but said he feels good, so he'll be in there. He's ready to go.
Do you have a game 2 pitching plan yet?
No, I think right now we're going to kind of see how today goes, and certainly coming out of game 7, and we don't know what's going to happen with game 1. So once we get out of this, we'll have more clarity.
And with Clayton, do you feel like he came out of that? Was that start last week at all impacted by how his back felt? Did he feel healthy? Do you think he came out of that healthy 100%?
Yeah, I do. I think he went into it healthy because we pushed him back, and I think he came out of it healthy as well. So he's raring to go tonight.
Thank you.
Next question is from Eric Steven. Go ahead.
Dave, I'm just wondering with Chris Taylor, I know he was back in the lineup game 7. Has he had to get any treatment on his ankle, and how's that been from the last few days?
Yeah, he came in yesterday for treatment, and it's gotten better every day. He's just such a quick healer, and he's very tough. So to have him in there for whatever we need was pretty easy.
Thanks.
Next question is from Bill Plunkett. Go ahead.
What's your plan with Julio this series, Dave?
I think right now, Bill, it's just he's available tonight, and after tonight, then we'll make a decision going forward as far as what role he takes. So I really, honestly, I think right now we're day to day, and after tonight we'll know more.
Would he even be an option to start game 2?
Certainly an option, but again, we'll just kind of see how game 1 plays out.
All those years of him having pitch count limits and innings restrictions and everything, did you ever think you would let him throw 100 pitches and then ask him to come in relief 3 days later?
Yeah, I mean, I just think it's time. It's taken a long time for us to get to that point, and obviously him overcoming injury, and I think we've been very kind of cautious with him. But right now, he's as strong as he's ever been, and he's got experience, and so and it certainly helped him being pretty efficient in Game 7 too. Yeah.
With Bellinger's shoulder, do you feel any need to sit the guys down and lecture them on not hurting each other when they celebrate?
No. I wish I would have had that talk before he did the forearm bump with Kike, but I think that after hearing that or seeing that, I think it's pretty well noted.
Thanks.
You got a question from Mike DiGiovanna. Go ahead.
Thanks, Logan. Just following up on Julio, with what he did in that NLCS, making the start, coming back 3 days later and getting 9 outs. Are you more leaning toward starting him in Game 4 to have that exact same option in a Game 7?
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly on the table, Mike. I just think that, to understand that there's 3 games prior that, we might need them. So to keep that optionality just makes sense. And to have Julio be in with us and understanding how we value him certainly is helpful.
Thanks.
Any other questions for Dave? Go ahead, Jorge.
Dave, how will you use Dustin May in this series?
Yeah, I think with Dustin, we'll see if, right now he's in the pen. He's available in the pen tonight. And as tonight takes shape and tomorrow we'll know more, but tonight he's available in the pen.
Is things can go tonight where tomorrow maybe you go opener, bulk, kind of bullpenish game?
Yeah, I mean, I think that if you're looking at, starters who can potentially take down a lot of innings tomorrow, we just don't have, person. So it's going to be, a bullpen, whatever kind of game, using various arms and who starts that game. I just don't know yet.
AJ was talking earlier about, there's gonna be a big hitters meeting later on. I know you guys do that pretty much before any series during the regular season, in the playoffs as well. Just how intense are those meetings? How long are they? How much do you guys go through?
Yeah, there's a pre-series meeting that the coaches go through as far as, you give an overview of the ball club you're playing and tendencies, pitching, defense, all that kind of stuff, their catchers. And then then every day after that, there's a hitters meeting and they kind of go do a deeper dive into the pitching. So yeah, we do it every pre-series, which we are doing right now as we speak. And then they kind of go into the pitchers and the bullpen guys.
Do they get more intense the deeper you go into the playoffs?
No, I mean, I think it gets a little bit more, you're starting to get more finite and there's more information, certainly.
Thank you.